Week's TESPN podcast, and I am thrilled to be joined by a couple boys basketball players, junior Alex Chaikin and sophomore Mason Patrick. And as we film this, Titans sitting at 11-6 on the season. And Alex, you were here last year with a team that I think only won 5 games, so have already more than doubled that this year. And just wanted you to talk about why is this year thus far gone a lot better compared to last year.
Last year, we were all first year varsity players, me and Luke Leland. We gained a lot of experience last year, kind of know each other's strengths, what we do well. I think we've all improved since last year. And I think we played together a lot better than last year. So I think that's led to much more success.
For sure. And then Mason, this is your first year here at Trinity, obviously first year in the basketball program. What are some of the things as you've earned yourself a starting spot? And I've watched almost every game. To me, you're kind of like the ultimate glue guy. But what do you feel like you bring to the table? Because certainly I think part of the reason of the improvement from last year is some of the new faces like yourself.
I just feel like we just got a lot more chemistry. And then, we just built since the start of the summer. We've just been working almost 3 times a week every single day. So I just think we've put in the work, and now it's just time that we showed everyone what we're doing.
And for you specifically, what is your mindset? What do you think that you, Mason, I'll ask you first, then Alex. What do you specifically bring to the court on kind of a night in, night out basis? What do you see as your strengths or your role on the team?
I think my big strength is just hustle. I just do what most people don't want to do. I'll dive on the floor for a ball. I just get the rebounds and just get the 50-50 plays. I just think.
And Alex, how about you?
I can definitely space the floor with my shooting. Hit a lot of shots. But this year, I think I'm a much better playmaker. I can open up the floor, rebound.
Yeah, and I have to say, at the risk of boosting your ego a little bit here, I've been so impressed, Alex, with just, last year you kind of had the reputation as just the shooter, but your overall game has improved in every facet. Your ball handling, your defense, you're a lot stronger, getting rebounds, and you're shooting better, at least from a percentage standpoint. Can you talk about the work that you put in to make a massive leap from your 10th grade year to 11th grade?
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with my play last year, so I worked really hard in the summer, trying to become a more complete player, trying to get bigger.
So you worked on all of it, ball handling?
Yeah. I think another thing I improved was my mental game. I'm a lot more confident out there, just calm, relax, play my own game.
And then each of you, began your high school career in other spots. You were new to Trinity as a sophomore last year, and then Mason, you're in your first year here this year. Although as someone who taught you last year and teaches, I feel like both of y'all have fit right in and had a good transition into the Titan community. But can you just speak to sort of what that's been like transitioning from different schools and being part of the athletic program, but also just Trinity students in general?
It's really a family at Trinity. Compared to public school, I think everyone opens, new students with open arms, and it's a quick transition. All the teachers, they're here to help you, and students too, they want to help and make it a good place.
Yeah, like Alex said, I just think it's a more positive environment. Everyone's very welcoming, and just if you ever need help with anything, there's always someone here to help you.
And next question, can you all talk about maybe for each of you, if you've thought about this, and I hope you have, an individual goal for the season, something that you personally would like to accomplish, as well as then a team goal, something that you want to see this team accomplish, as we're in kind of late January as we film this, with still about halfway through conference play and the stretch run of the season about to come up. Alex, why don't you go first?
I didn't really have any stats I wanted to focus on this year, but just playing well, impacting the game in a winning way, and then a team goal. Start of the season, I thought we should win 20 games. I think we still can. We just keep going.
For me, I don't really have a goal either. At the start of the year, I wanted to shoot the ball more, make it in my range a little bit. And for a team goal, I feel like we can win the prep league if we wanted to.
Yeah, and as we film this, by the time people are watching this. This game may or may not have already happened, but you probably the Prep League favorite in your sights for the next game with a trip up to Stab. They're sitting at number 2 in the state in the Vista rankings, and they're stocked with a lot of future Division I talent. Also a very well coached team. Going into a game like that, are you excited for the challenge? A little bit nervous because you know it's going to be hard. Just how are you thinking about this Stab game that's coming up tomorrow night?
I'm not really nervous at all because we really have nothing to lose. Everyone thinks we'll lose this game. They're a heavy favorite, and we might get them just off. If they're too confident, we can go out there and make something happen.
Yeah, I'm not scared either. I mean, they're pretty good, but I think we're good too. So, I mean, we're going to go out there and compete, and I think we can.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. And then about 3 weeks from now, they'll be making the return trip to Richmond. And, of course, we'll be broadcasting that on TESPN. And it's crazy because, like, the last really full season that I was coaching basketball was the 2020 season. And, like, they had 3 starters on – well, we played them in the Prep League Championship game. 3 starters on that team are still there. Mm-hmm. Carter Lang, John St. Germain, and Chance Mallory. Like, those guys were starting – as 9th graders, or I think Chance was actually an 8th grader that year, and so I mean, you could see they were on the rise, and we were able to beat them in the Prep League Championship game. But those guys were really talented, and we've watched their careers kind of blossom since then. So I'm excited. Their coach is a good friend of mine, but certainly hoping that y'all can pull off the shocking upset tomorrow night, or as you guys say, it wouldn't shock you. So that's good confidence coming into it. All right, let's finish up with a little lightning round here. I'll just ask you some quick questions. Kind of think of the first thing that pops in your mind. I haven't even necessarily thought of the questions yet, but they'll come to me. Okay, who is your favorite basketball player?
Tyler Hero.
John Morant.
Who is the funniest player on the team?
Ooh, Trey Ferguson.
Talik.
Talik.
Yeah.
Who is the best dressed player on your team?
Trey Coles.
Probably Leland.
What is your favorite class at Trinity?
Ooh. History.
Oh, I was going to say U.S. history.
Nice. Who is your favorite college basketball team?
UNC.
Virginia Tech, probably.
And if you could live anywhere in the world, that money wasn't a problem, you have tons of money, maybe you're in the NBA, retired from the NBA, where's a place in the world you would love to live?
California.
Let's say Florida.
All right, just a couple more. Do you have a pregame meal or snack that you do?
I mean, I usually have cereal or something like that.
I like Wawa.
What is something about you that you think would surprise people?
I'm a pass right now.
Oh, okay. I have 7 siblings.
That's a good
That I did not know that. That is a surprise. And pregame hype song?
I don't have a hype song. I just listen to chill music. I don't have
Icon by June.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
Invisibility.
And I guess this will be the last one. I don't think I've ever asked anyone this before, but do you have an order that you put on your socks and shoes, like before a basketball game?
Probably left, right, I guess.
I go right, left. I know that.
But like, is it left sock, left shoe?
Oh, no,
right?
No, I put both my socks on
Okay.
and then my shoes.
Okay, yeah. I'm with you. Left sock, left shoe, right shoe. Every time, 100%. If I do it any differently, I would become invisible. I just blow up. It has to be that way for me. Some of us have these superstitions. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. It's been really fun to watch y'all play this year. Alex, like I said, your improvement has been noticeable to each and every person that's seen you guys play. And Mason, you really have brought a ton to the table with, like I said, the ultimate glue guy, doing those little things like getting rebounds, taking charges, and also just getting guys open. I mean, people don't always notice that, but you set great screens, you execute the offense really, really well, and just really excited to see how the season progresses in these next several weeks. Hopefully a Prep League championship and a berth in the state tournament are to come. But thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so Lily Jeanette, who's frequently behind the camera, is in front of the camera with me here today. So we just want to talk about some athletes that have really been shining in Titan Nation recently. So Lily, give me an athlete and a rookie of the week for you in Titan sports.
So my athlete of the week is going to be William Hoffler. He just shows consistent progress in track and consistent wins, consistent first place, consistent PRs. He's always building off of his previous progress. And then my rookie is again another track athlete, Nathan Sims, who he's a transfer this year, already broke the school record, long jump, and he also, I think him and Hoffler just feed off each other and push each other to be even better than they already are.
Right, we were talking about right before we hit record on this thing how William Hoffler had, I think it's the 300 school record.
Yeah.
Nathan broke his record.
And then
William Reed broke his record. So if you've ever heard the expression, a rising tide lifts all boats, I mean, these guys are bringing up the best in each other. And
For sure.
you love to see that camaraderie, but also kind of internal competitiveness. And really, the track having a really exciting winter. Lots of school records have already fallen. And we still have a good chunk of the winter season to go. For my athlete of the week, I'm going to go with boys basketball. You just saw us talk to Mason Patrick and Alex Chaikin. But I think Luke Fisher is a senior leader on the team who's really stepped up this season. And the game that we broadcast last night against St. John Paul the Great, Luke led the way with 21 points, most of those in the first half, to really build the team's confidence coming off of kind of a tough week last week with a couple losses in a row. But, a lot of times, and Lily, you were a great captain for volleyball for 2 years, in fact. But a lot of times we talk about captains leading by example. And Luke's a pretty quiet guy, but he definitely led by example in that John Paul the Great game last night with a terrific performance.
Yeah, I also feel like he's kind of like a jack of all trades. Like he shoots the ball well, but he's like a smaller kid, but he's not afraid to drive to the basket, and he scores off those drives too. So
Exactly.
He's pretty scrappy and not afraid to get in there.
Totally. I always talk about on the games we broadcast that he scores at all three levels. I mean, he can hit the three. He's got a nice pull-up game in the mid-range or on the free throw line, and he can get all the way to the basket. And some of the shot making he has in traffic, if you haven't seen him play before, you think they're lucky. You're like, no way he could do that again. But he's practiced so much. Yeah. It's not luck. The shots he makes, even though the degree of difficulty looks off the charts, those are shots that he's very comfortable with. So it's been really fun to watch Luke play really his whole time here, but especially this senior year. He's stronger than ever, and just a total gym rat. I mean, he's just the kind of guy that as a coach you love to have him on your team. And then for a rookie of the week, I mean, I know we have a bunch of swimmers, including some 8th graders who are doing great things, but I don't have their times right in front of me, so we'll save them, and we do need to focus on them maybe in our next podcast. But I hate to, I feel like we've talked about this young man a lot, but Devion Brown is a freshman who, is a huge contributor on the basketball team, and I almost feel like we could have him any week, but he's been great. And then also, I guess, technically a rookie, as it is his first year here, the young man we just talked to, Mason Patrick. Mason has started every game for the basketball team. He is a guy who, even though his stats aren't the highest, he is one of the most valuable players on the team. Like he talked about, if you watch the interview, Mason takes a lot of pride in doing the little things. Yeah. And he's what we as coaches call a glue guy. He just holds the team together. So I'll go with those two basketball players who have helped this team to an 11-6 mark after a rough season last year. And hopefully they can keep it rolling. So any final thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Good luck to all the games coming in the next few days, next few weeks, and I'm excited to see how this season turns out.
Absolutely, and all the home basketball games, girls and boys, we'll have them for you here on TESPN. Thanks for tuning in this week, and we'll see you next time.